totally,
All right, let's go to page, we need to do this very quickly. We go to page 3 of the Standard newspaper, and it is that when you look at page 3 of the Standard newspaper, gentlemen, just get a hold of it, and I'll share this also with Honorable Kaluma, my newspaper. And it is that 31 judges are at a risk of, they're at a risk of being sacked. This is because it is alleged that some of them got kickbacks when it came to some court cases, rulings that they made. And after making these rulings, their bank accounts were, had money. So it begs the question when it comes to the integrity of judges who are handling cases in the courts. Are we likely, as Kenyans, are we likely to see, justice being given to Kenyans? I'll start with you, Honorable Simio.
I think with the fight against corruption, it was sooner or later going to get into the judiciary. And it was time the Judicial Service Commission started doing their work. So I would not be surprised. I don't want to cast any aspersions on the 31 judges. Let the investigations go through. And if it's proven that they are actually involved, then they'll have to leave. But I think this is a problem of Kenya. All the arms of government, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. So this corruption problem is universal in Kenya. So we don't expect the judiciary to be exempted. So I know some magistrates who have already been fired. So I'm not surprised. And I think I would tell Maraga, to keep the eye on the ball, because if we are going to remove corruption, reduce it significantly, it is going to be everywhere. Okay, and Honorable Mabongo, what do you have to say about that? 31 judges, that's a huge number.
It's a big number, and as my colleague has just said, it's not easy to eradicate corruption totally. But when you see this kind of number, it worries. Now, the kind of rulings that have been made already. And honestly, a case, a lawyer is in the house, is only one if there is evidence and witness. And my take on this, if there will be sufficient evidence and witness in the same, that these judges were involved in corruption, I think the only system that Kenyans can have trust, that can control other systems, is actually judiciary. We would suggest, because we don't know exactly, while the investigations are going on, once they're done with it, we will be able to know that exactly these people are involved in corruption, and actually they have to bargate the officers. Okay. That is where integrity begins.
Okay, and as I have Honorable Kaluma also respond to that, let's look at a Nation, the front page, at the bottom of the Nation. We're still talking about judges given 14 days, and these are the 4 Supreme Court judges, Justice Smokin Wanjala, Mohammed Ibrahim, Justice Njoki Ndung'u, and Justice Jackton Ojwang. Still matters corruption, and they've been told they have 14 days to answer, to charge to allegations that have been leveled against them. And of course, this is in connection. You can have a look at the paper. This is in connection with the ruling that they made recently about the gubernatorial ruling. I'll start with you, Honorable Kaluma.
I'm in Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, so I'll be a bit constrained. Number 2, I'm a very deep believer in judicial independence. The judges or judicial officer went through the same law school as all of us and were taught by the same people, read the same books or what is happening. And this is, cutting across courts, from the subordinate courts to the superior courts up to the Supreme Court. Mine would be to say at this stage that we need to fight back, more so within the judiciary, to have judicial independence back. I don't know whether it is about recruitment, but to me, there are some ideals about the judiciary which is just immutable. The thinking that you can give a judge money to determine either way is unheard of in developing democracies. We took a benchmarking tour to Germany recently, and we sat with over 37 judges. When we posed the question whether there are cases like this, they said, how can you even begin to imagine? But Kenya, you go through the judiciary from court to court. You get worried about the casual manner by which decisions are being made. Right. I think judicial officers must have more meetings and consider the value of the principles and